Hi everyone, I just wanted to make a guide on how to get Bloodborne working on PC. The way that we'll be doing this is by using a nice little emulator called Shad PS4. Shad PS4 is pretty well known for being a pretty good emulator for PlayStation games specifically, so I'll pull this up here. This is where you'll get it from. I'll link this in the description of the video. All you need to do is just choose whatever platform you're running it on. I'm on Windows, so I'll click this here one. And once you have it, you'll have some sort of folder like this. And you won't have this option here. What you want to do is you'll want to go Shad PS4 Plus. It is the 0.9.0 version, which just retains some PKG support, which is the exact same format that Bloodborne uses when you rip it from your PlayStation. So you want to have that support inside of this. So whenever you're opening Shad PS4, you may need to set it up, make sure it's working okay. It might ask you to change the path location of your game. So if I go on the paths, I have it in my documents. So you just have to make sure you have it somewhere specifically set out for you. Once you're done, you'll need to go to File, and you'll need to actually open this here, Shad PS4 Plus actually, and you'll go to Install Packages PKG. Make sure you're in this PS4 Plus one, because as you saw there, if you're on the normal one, it won't have this option at all. And you'll need to find Bloodborne wherever you've downloaded it from. You can use a jailbroken PlayStation to be able to get the package files, or you could find it online. I'm not going to link it anywhere because that is piracy. I can't encourage piracy. I don't condone it at all. You'll just have to find it somewhere online. I can't help with that part, unfortunately. But once you do, you'll find it here somewhere in your downloads. You'll just open it and it'll run for a little bit, make sure it's unpacking, and once it's done, you'll have Bloodborne sitting right here. So before we actually go into any of the specific patches that you'll need, well, first of all, need to go into our settings and tweak a couple of things. Specifically, you'll want to go into your graphics settings and change this to make sure it's your graphics card, and make sure that your window size and stuff is all good. When it comes to the V-blank divider, I'm on 1440p, so I have it set to 2. I think it needs to be 2 for 1080p and 4K as well, but I'm not 100% sure. You can play around with it on 1 instead. I would play around with this if it's not working properly and set it to 1 instead. User is just user stuff. You can change this username to whatever you'd like, just like you would in anything else. Input stuff, I think this is all default. And the debug stuff, I have the log type on sync. This is just if there's any type of stuff on here, it has it on the sync type instead. It's not really too important. Now when you're on Bloodborne itself, you'll want to right click, go to cheats and patches. You won't have anything on this yet, because you'll need to click on both of these and hit the download patches button. Once you're on the Shad PS4 one and you go into patches here, there's a bunch of different options that you can choose from. So the skip intro is kind of personal. You just want to skip the intro and just play the game right away. There you go. It just skips all the title cards. The chromatic aberration is a nice little thing just to be able to see a little better, and that's the same with motion blur. You can enable these if you'd like, if you prefer it, but I personally don't. The task split patch, which is a very nice performance increase. It says down here, it modifies geometry and light division count, granularity and priority, and it does not affect visuals. So this is just free FPS, so I don't see any reason not to actually enable that one. The Intel 12th Gen Plus sound effects, or special effects workaround, is a very nice one to have enabled if you're on Intel specifically. I'm on a 14th Gen Intel processor, so this has helped quite a lot with reducing a lot of the crashes. Next is 60 FPS with delta time. If you have any desire to play above 30 FPS, you'll need to enable this and disable VSync to be able to run it. And you'll also need to go to the user file in your Shad PS4 folder and then go to config.toml, and you'll need to change isDevKit to true, because if you don't do this, it will not open. So you'll need to make sure that works and is enabled and set to true, otherwise you will not be able to do anything. And it's the same thing if you're wanting to play on 1440p. If you have the resolution patch, you need the dev kit set to true. And this only applies if you're above 1080p, so it'll be the same if you want to play 4K as well. But to my knowledge, there are a lot of memory limitations on PlayStation 4, so it may have some issues with stability on 4K. I can't attest to it because I'm not on 4K, but I'd imagine there will be some more issues that need polished and so on. So just keep that in mind. And that's most of the actual things in here. Now, one issue that I had for a while, which I only recently figured out a way to fix, was there was the cutscene fix, which would happen if you were on 60 FPS or above. You would have this really weird bug where sometimes you would just have this weird crashing instance on certain bosses, and this basically just helps with the black screen and crashes whenever you're at 60 FPS, whenever you're in some cutscenes in the game. So I would definitely have that downloaded. It's pretty likely to happen actually. So if you're wanting to actually use the mod, wherever you have your game, you'll see this folder here, and DVD root PS4. Any type of mods that you're going to use are going to be put into this folder right here. So whenever you download this, you just copy it over, and that's simple enough. Another nice mod for performance help and so on is the Vertex Explosion fix. Having the emulator version of Bloodborne has a lot of issues with vertex explosions, which can cause a lot of crashing and a lot of instability, and this mod here basically just fixes all of that stuff and makes it run a lot better. You can see actually a photo they have here of just an example of what happens sometimes whenever it doesn't have the mod, and this is how it is normally afterwards. So I would definitely get this mod. Now, one other mod that I personally I don't think it's this one actually, although this is a nice one if you want to use an actual mod instead of the patch version of the Intel 12th gen and above special effects workaround. This here is a nice alternative for it. It basically functions similarly, it's just that it has the actual files for it instead. This is specifically for the Shadow PS4 emulator. In certain versions of it, there are instances where the actual sound value is kinda not right, and it causes a lot of issues with the sound whenever your game closes unexpectedly, whether that's from crashing or whether that's from you just force quitting the game without actually exiting properly. If you do that without having this fix, the sound will not actually work properly until you actually restart it fully without you know, force closing or anything like that. So for that to work, it does need to be on the normal Shad PS4. You don't use the plus one. You only need the plus one to actually install the package files. You don't actually need to use it every single time. So if you go onto this here, there will be a little download here, which I'll move this over just to show you. You'll have these two here to worry about. So the sound crash fix and the exe. What you'll want to do is you'll want to go and edit the sound crash fix. And what you'll want to do is you'll want to change these three paths to match exactly what it is they need. So this here needs the exe for Shad PS4. This one here needs the path to the folder itself, and this one needs the save data of user data 0010. And then you'll put the exe and the bat file in here into the folder with your Shad PS4, and you'll run the batch file. It'll come up with that just because Windows doesn't know what it is, and it should come up with done. Press escape to exit if it's correct, and if there's any issues, it'll come up on this top part telling you what needs fixed. So once you're done, you can press escape and it'll close itself, and it'll open up your emulator again. And that's pretty much all the setup that you'll need to get Bloodborne working. As you can see, it works just fine. There are some issues here and there still. It does still need a little bit of ironing out, but overall it runs pretty well. Not a whole lot of things to complain about. I haven't had as many crashes this time around compared to when I last tried to play Bloodborne on PC. It was definitely a lot more inconsistent with a lot more crashing, but a lot of these mods and workarounds have made it a lot more stable. So there is some stutters here and there, as expected. Yeah, it's definitely a lot more playable than it was. Definitely a lot more. So, if everything's worked out for you, just let us know. And if it is working, then just, enjoy playing Bloodborne on PC. It's nice to be able to actually play it. I've not been able to for years because I don't own a PlayStation. So I can actually enjoy the game now in its full glory. No limitations of it being 30 FPS anymore. If there are any issues that you're having with the emulator or anything going wrong with the game, just let us know. I'll try to work out what it is and help you guys with it. If it's helped out and you figured it out and it works alright, just leave a like. You can subscribe if you want to see more things like this, and let us know if this is working alright for you. And yeah,